What's up, guys? Today on SvenSulley Reviews, we're going to be reviewing a movie that I'm choosing once again because nobody else put a suggestion down. So, the movie I chose today is Gladiator. This might actually be my favorite film directed by Ridley Scott. I was not really a fan of the other sci-fi films he directed, and definitely not really a big fan of The Martian, but this one is great. I feel like it's really hard to talk about Gladiator without revealing anything, so this is officially a spoiler review. Gladiator stars Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix, and it takes place around when the Roman Empire is very strong, around 180 AD. It starts with the Roman Caesar. He's getting very old. He needs a replacement. He has a son by the name of Commodus, who's played by Joaquin Phoenix. He feels like he's too corrupt, though. He's not going to be a strong leader. He's not wise. Instead, he looks like Russell Crowe. He's the general of the Roman Empire. He's very strong, also wise, and not corrupt at all. So instead, he chooses Russell Crowe to be the new Caesar. This ends up really pissing off Commodus, so he ends up killing his father in retaliation to get revenge for not choosing him as the new Caesar. He then believes that Maximus is no longer trustworthy as well, because Maximus is catching on to him, and he believes that Commodus killed his father. So to get rid of Maximus, he orders his death sentence, and he goes and kills his family. Yeah, brutally murders them. Like, it's disgusting. Maximus is able to escape death. He goes back to his family to see their corpses lying there. They're all burned. And at this moment, Russell Crowe is really pissed off, but he's so worn out that he can no longer fight. Commodus becomes the new Caesar, and then Maximus, he is taken as a slave, and now he is forced to fight in these gladiator fights. Now, first things first, my favorite part of this movie is without a doubt the gladiator fights. They are done so well, but you're gonna have to watch your stomach here because these fights are really intense and really brutal, so much blood, really gruesome. Don't take your kids to see this movie. They're gonna just vomit all over the floor. They're gonna be terrified. The sets for Gladiator, they are just unbelievably realistic. Everything looks so real. It looks like you're really back in the old Roman times. I love the set. It's one of my favorite parts of the movie. You really feel like you're back in 180 AD. The score is beautifully executed. It's probably one of the most well-known of all time. I loved it. There's a fight at the beginning of the movie, a big battle. It's really epic. It really sets the tone for what this film is going to be. You're just thinking to yourself, wow, this movie is going to be epic. Just right after this first battle, it's literally the greatest thing your eyes are ever going to see. Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix, they are just magnificent. I thought they were terrific for their roles, especially Joaquin Phoenix as Commodus. You know, he plays the role so well. You can really tell this kid, he's really unstable. You know, he's not really wise enough to become a Caesar, and he's really making really terrible decisions. So I thought he was just a really good actor for this part. Great casting decision. I feel like if this film was set out this year, I feel like the star would have been Tom Hardy. He just seems like he would have fit the role really well. I think back in 2000, Tom Hardy back then was without a doubt Russell Crowe, and he was just incredible. I believe he did most of the stunts, so he was just terrific as Maximus. The whole revenge factor for this film is really probably the best part. Russell Crowe trying to get revenge for his family, it all made sense. I liked it how they set up the whole thing, you know, and then eventually at the end of the film, there's this final fight between Maximus and Commodus in a one-on-one battle of the death inside the Colosseum. Maximus kills Commodus. He is now the new Caesar, but he is really injured. It doesn't take long for him to die, but he sets the Roman Empire straight. He tells them what he wants to do. He makes all the best decisions before eventually he dies. He only lasts about a minute probably. But yeah, he sets everything right, and really he never wanted to be the Caesar. What he wanted to do was just be reunited with his family. It's just a beautiful ending to have in this great film. Throughout the film, you see these visions. You're not really sure what they mean, but by the end, you know exactly what they mean. Russell Crowe is reunited with his family in heaven. It's a beautiful ending. One of my favorites. The only problems I really had was probably the shaky cam. The shaky cam was a little annoying at sometimes. And also, sometimes in the story, they would go away from where Maximus was. They would show really where Commodus was and what he was doing. It really took away from what the interesting parts of the story were. I would have liked if they just showed more of what Maximus is doing throughout the film. So therefore, I'm going to give Gladiator an 8.5, but I'm going to give it a few points for its sets, action, and acting. That will bring it up to an 8.8 out of 10. I'm sure most of you have seen Gladiator by now, but if you haven't, check it out. It is an epic film, One of the best I've ever seen in my entire life. Thank you so much for watching the SvenSulley review. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be around too much in the next few weeks because I don't really have a Mac. I'm going down on vacation, so we'll see about that. But in the meantime, have a fantastic day.